You know that feeling when you walk into a busy cafe or a crowded event, and your eyes instantly scan for that quiet corner seat, not the one in the middle, not even close to the door, but the spot where you can see everything without being in everything. I've done it countless times, and maybe you have too, but have you ever wondered why? Is it just a harmless habit, or could it be a subtle sign of how our mind works? Maybe even a hidden fear we don't talk about. Well, today we're going to unpack this little mystery with some fascinating psychology, a bit of science from real research, and everyday examples that might just make you say, "Oh, so that's why I always pick that spot." Whenever I pick that quiet corner, I like to think it's just because I'm comfortable there. But here's the thing. Researchers have actually studied this exact behavior. In 2019, a study published in Frontiers in Psychology observed how people choose their seats in a busy cafe. They found that many of us tend to choose spots with our backs to the wall, facing the room. Why? Because it gives us a sense of control. We can see who's coming and going, and nobody can sneak up behind us. It's the same instinct our ancestors had when they sat at the edge of a camp, facing the open space to spot predators. Now, sometimes this habit is purely practical. Maybe you want a power outlet for your laptop. Maybe you don't want people bumping into you every time they pass by. But for some, it goes deeper. It's tied to how safe we feel in social spaces. Let's break this down. Social anxiety disorder. Some people feel intense discomfort at the thought of being watched or judged. Sitting in a corner becomes an invisible shield. It's not just a seat, it's armor. Avoidant personality tendencies. This is when someone actively avoids social interaction because they fear rejection or feel they're not good enough. The corner lets them be present, but hidden. Safety behaviors. Even without a full-blown anxiety disorder, many of us develop small habits to feel safe, keeping our backs to the wall, always facing the exit, or picking the least exposed seat. These aren't random, they're subtle strategies our brain uses to lower stress. And here's the twist. The study also noted that when eye contact was more likely, people tended to sit farther away from others. It's as if our brain says, too much connection too soon, let's dial it down. So the next time you find yourself choosing that corner, ask, is it convenience, comfort, or is my brain quietly trying to protect me from feeling exposed? Now, if sitting in the corner is just your personal preference, there's nothing wrong with that. But if you notice that you always need that seat to feel okay, and you feel anxious, restless, or unsafe anywhere else, then it might be time to gently challenge that habit. I'm not talking about diving straight into the middle of the room and facing your fears all at once. Nope. That's like asking someone who can't swim to jump into deep water. Not helpful, and honestly, a bit cruel to yourself. Instead, here's how we can take it step by step. Shift your environment gradually. If you normally sit in the farthest corner, maybe next time choose a seat by the window, still with some privacy, but slightly closer to others. The next time, move a bit closer to the center. Make it feel like your choice. Tell yourself, I'm picking this seat, not I'm being forced here. That sense of control makes a big difference. Instead of spiraling, try the 5-4-3-2-1 trick, like 5 things you see: the table, a vase, the coffee cup design, your notebook, and yeah, your finger. 4 things you can touch. Just don't touch the power socket. 3 things you hear: white noise, the coffee machine, the checkout beep. 2 things you smell: your drink, or my unwashed hair from the last 2 days. 1 thing you taste: espresso. Always espresso. At the end of the day, the cafe isn't built just for you. If your seat's gone because you came late, or worse, you end up stuck at a big table in the corner, it can feel like a whole new nameless fear. And yeah, sometimes it's not just shyness. It could be social anxiety disorder or even avoidant personality disorder. That's a heavier topic. We'll save it for another time if you feel like your corner thing is more complicated. Just drop a comment and I'll dig into it. You deserve the best seat to enjoy your coffee. The corner might feel safe, but safe doesn't always mean enjoyable. And let's stop pretending we're special just because we sit there. If you're watching this, it means you probably struggle like I do. People aren't staring. Trust me, you're not that special. But can Pa really follow this advice? Not always, because, well, I'm still charging my laptop.